Welcome back to this episode of Altitude. So with me, I have Mr. Thomas Waltower of Sisters in Technology. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing great, Mr. Wolf. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. So thank you for taking your time out of your afternoon to come by and visit us. So we're here to talk a little bit about the world of STEAM, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. And so you actually run a program called Sisters in Technology, and it's very fascinating what you do. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then also I'd like for you to maybe start out by sharing a little bit about yourself, your education, and your lifestyle that you got into. So tell us a little bit about you first.
Yeah, originally family's from Georgia, but I've been in Minnesota most of my life. Graduated from Park Center High School. Upon graduation to college, I worked for General Mills. I was a territory sales manager.
Wow. Okay.
Started off with that. They went through a downsizing and then had to kind of figure out what career path I wanted to do. Didn't think I would get into education, but upon a suggestion, I did it, and it's probably the best move I've ever made.
Yeah, you're doing a great job too. So that's
Thank you.
benefiting the community in a big way. So you were in corporate America and then ended up going into education. So that's actually one of the most important things that we can do as adults now is give back to our community by actually teaching our young folks, right? So much applause and much love to you for doing that, because not everybody is able to make that transition and do it in such a big way. So tell us a little bit about what you do in your spare time.
So spare time, when I'm not doing Sisters in Technology, definitely like to fish. We're in a land of 10,000 lakes, so I like to.
Oh, you're a fisherman.
I like to fish, but I don't have much time for that, so I'm a college football coach part-time at Concordia University in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's a Division II school. I'm athletically with the NCAA. I do that. I also am the PA announcer for Minneapolis North Community High School basketball for the boys and girls. So I do that also. So I stay pretty busy when I'm not doing Sisters in Technology.
Yeah.
And I also work as an educator at Minneapolis Public Schools. I'm a counselor for the 11th grade.
Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about Sisters in Technology. What is Sisters in Technology?
Sisters in Technology is a computer program basically focusing on girls. I do have some boys in the program, but it's basically focused on girls and getting them opportunities that seem to not always find girls in the inner city. And I really focus on the inner city. So we're headquartered at North, but I have programs at Breck High School, which is a private school, Minneapolis South, and then 3 middle schools in Watton, Northeast Middle School, and Franklin.
Wow.
And we have programs there in the summertime. We teach our girls how to code, obviously, and then once they learn that, they become my interns in the summer, and they teach K through 3 and 3 through 6 in the summer.
Wow, fantastic. So you actually have a whole employment thing going. So you teach them how to code, and then they give back by teaching younger students how to code. And then so this is a fantastic thing. Next thing you know, they'll start their own consulting company. So you're the founder of all this too, right?
Yes, I'm the founder. We started off as Girls Who Code, but unfortunately with limitations of being a nonprofit in Minneapolis Public Schools, it does a lot better to become an LLC and become Sisters in Technology.
Absolutely.
So it's been actually it's been positive for us, and we're getting ready to go to Silicon Valley in another week during spring break, and go to Facebook, YouTube, Salesforce, and Twitter.
Can you take like old people? Can I go? Because I want to go to Silicon Valley too.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. Most of our girls don't ever get a chance to leave Minneapolis, not else Minnesota. So this will give them a chance to go to Silicon Valley and see what exactly those IT companies do.
Absolutely. Well, maybe after you go, you can come back in about a month or so, and then bring a student or two and tell us all about what that field trip was about, right?
Yeah, they'll love to do that. That would be a great experience for them, and they're looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for them, and I don't really know of any other inner city tech programs that have been able to do this, so we feel very fortunate and blessed.
Absolutely. So what type of tech do you actually teach them? You teach a variety of things, as I recall, not just coding, right?
Yeah. So
what's important to you to pass along to the students?
Yeah, so, especially, in the inner city, where kids might not have the same opportunity as some kids in the suburbs do, I just really want them to focus on what they like to do in their life. So IT's in everything. So if you want to be a lawyer, like we have one of our students that wants to be a lawyer, there's IT in being a lawyer. There's IT in being a nurse. There's IT in being a teacher. So as the future goes forward and everything that we're doing, IT's and everything.
Oh, sure.
So that's how I'm able to bring the kids in, because there's nothing you can tell me that you want to do with your life that won't include IT.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the nice thing that we know about IT is if you're a nurse and you have the technology side, you get paid a little bit more. If you're a teacher and you learn IT, you get paid a little bit more. So all those things actually add up.
absolutely,
So it does pay off in the end.
it does.
Are there any, you probably speak to students all the time, but for our viewing audience, what advice would you give to a 15, 16-year-old young man, young woman about the career maybe they should consider, maybe options, right? Because you and I'm just going to interject one last thing, is you and I talked a little bit about how students can go, right out of high school and start working, and then they can get a certificate, right, or learn to get technical certificates. We talked about Minneapolis North has good relationship with like MCTC community colleges. And so they have these opportunities, but where do you go? Is it a certificate, a 2-year program, a 4-year program? Because I know you've placed students in like Summit OIC and different organizations. So give some advice to that 15, 16-year-old on what you think you've seen as the best way to go.
First of all, for the 15 and 16-year-old, typically that's when kids lose interest in IT. If you look at the numbers, kids typically lose interest in IT between 14 and 17, 14 and 16. So it's to keep their interest up, in IT. One thing I could tell everybody is that anything that you're going to do, and like I kind of repeat myself, but anything you're going to do is going to involve IT. The ability to be able to learn IT doesn't have to be at a 4-year school. It could be at a 2-year school. We actually had a student that graduated already from Summit OIC right after high school, and he's making pretty good money already, and he has a C+ certification in 9 months. So you don't necessarily have to go to 4 years of school. We all know that everybody's financial situations are different. And sometimes kids try to go to a 4-year school and don't finish because of finances. I'm trying to tell kids you don't have to go to a 4-year school. You can go to a technical school. You can go to a program that will allow you to get some type of certification, and you can still have a great life. You don't have to depend on being $80,000 to $100,000 in debt in order to have an IT career.
Absolutely. Another thing too, if they have these certifications and the 2-year degrees, they can get into the workforce a lot faster, or start their own business, of course. But you can maybe sign up with a company, a major company, local. There are more, second, I guess, highest ranking number of world headquarters anywhere in the United States other than, here in the Twin Cities. Get that job and then work with a company and have them pay for your 4-year degree.
Absolutely.
Right? And not have them, but, many big companies have training programs where they'll give you college money for college and all that stuff. So what you're doing is just fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a student that actually went through the program, and he's at the Federal Reserve Bank.
Okay.
The student that I'm talking about, and they're going to pay for his additional education.
Right.
So that's one good thing too, is placing kids in places that their employer will help them further their education. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking your time today.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.